to check my camera angle to make sure it's all good, and obviously wait for people to tune in and see where we are. But it's been a week. I hope wherever you are in the world you have been safe and you are healthy. I'm just going to plug my power in, and we are going to have some fun tonight with Jesmonite. I'm going to put my camera somewhere I can see what's going on in chat. I'll put it there. Hopefully it's not going to get too dirty. I'm just going to lean over in front of the camera, just sorting out all the logistics still. Hoping that's not going to fall over there. Well, hello Christine, welcome. I hope you are happy, safe and well, and thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with us here. Now, I know that it's not ideal that you can see my screen there, but I want to make sure that I can see what's going on in chat. I missed you all. So hello Cosmic Carol Creations. Well, hello Heather's Treasure. Hello Maria. Hello Christina. Why, thank you for joining me. How has the week been for you all? Cosmic Carol, I have now come up with a concept for our collaboration for the 3rd of September. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but fingers crossed, my idea will come out on paper. Hello Davita from Tennessee. Hello Annette from Texas. Welcome. I have gloved up. I've got my mask. You don't need a respirator for Jesmonite. And we're just going to have some fun. It's going to be a little relaxing session with you, if that's okay. We are going to work on the first mould. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 we're going to work on. So the first one is a plant pot. I revealed this a couple of weeks ago, but I've just not used it. And I've measured my fluid. I'm a good girl. I've done all my homework. This one should take 400 mils of water. Now Jesmonite, the measurements doesn't always work out if it's 400 in water, it'll be 400 in Jesmonite, in moulds that I've used. More often than not you need slightly more, but if it just falls shy of the rim there, I'm alright. I'm alright with that. It doesn't need it. So we're going to go with 400 mils. I have my handy little measurements up here that Neil did for me. So to get 400 mils worth of volume, we've got 500 grams of the powder, 200 grams of the liquid. It's 2.5 to 1 ratio. And because I've got it all measured, most of my stuff is done out of the way. So they're all pre-measured. Now, I'm going to go a little bit rogue. You know that Jesmonite is very opaque, so you should stick to Jesmonite pigments. I'm not going to today. I'm going to do a few inspired colours, because part of what I do with these lives is experiment with you, have some fun. Most of them don't work, but some of them do. But I'm going to stop and say good morning to Maria. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon, good evening. Yorkie Mum. Hello, Juliet. Very early in the morning in Australia there. Jellica, welcome everybody. Well, I hope your idea does work also, Cosmic Carol. Welcome, Paula. Hope you are well. I finished weeding, but I cannot now stand up because my knees and my hips, the hips don't lie. So we've got Margarita here, welcome. Hello, Cheryl. I hope you're well. Have you tried measuring with rice? We don't have a lot of rice hanging around the house. I mean, I could try that, Heather. It's a good tip for the art community. We do HelloFresh or Gusto, so all our meals to be prepared gets delivered with exactly what we want. So I don't have spare stuff, but if anybody has used rice, let me know if that's a go, because I might get some just for measuring, because I do get water everywhere. I think I've said hello to everybody. Hello, Alison. Hello, Sassy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, so what am I going to go rogue with? Well, I am going to use the Resident Maxit Mulberry, which is a very deep purple. Now I'm hoping, because it's a highly concentrated pigment, it will still add a colour to the Jesmonite. Now with this one, I'm going to go ombre. Is that even the right word? I'm struggling. I'm going to start off fairly light and we're just going to get slightly darker as it goes. So to start with, I'm going to pour just with one drop, and then as it gets a little bit higher, a little bit more. I'm thinking I might add some of these Eco Glitter, which is Ultimate Plum. Now I'm not too sure if it's going to even show in Jesmonite or if it's all going to sink. I've got a feeling it's all going to sink, but I'm just going to put a sprinkling in there just to see. And I might add just a little bit of glitter as well. Just want a little bit of sparkle in my world. That's part of the experiment. And then they're going to use the Ultramarine Resin Maxi Tint, which is another highly concentrated pigment. These two are from Elichem, and I'm curious to see how that's going to respond in Jesmonite. And again, I've picked out a little bit of the Ultimate Blue Glitter, which is, it's got, like, I'm not going to put a lot in it. As I'm speaking, I don't want to ruin it because it is lush. I'm going to use that in more resin pieces so you can see it. But I am going to dip behind me, and get me some resin. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do, I don't know why I've picked them out. I don't even know what mould that's going to go for. I think I might do a turquoise and a raspberry, which are both resinate pigments. I'm not affiliated with them. They're just the first opaque ones that I've got that I think might work. Hashtag disclaimer, not sure, but that's part of the experiment. But I do have a lilac reflective glitter, and I think that might be what I'm going to end up adding in in all of these, and maybe save my chunky glitter. Yes, I've made an executive decision. Chunky glitter's gone to one side, and I'm going to get some of that super sparkle. But I'm also going to see if Resitint, is it going to work in Jesmonite? I don't know, and I learned by doing myself. I'm sure there's other people out there, maybe Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner has already done these experiments. I've not had a chance to catch up on her back catalogue, but I learned from doing, and we're going to do. So I'm just going to check who else is in here. I think I've said hello to everybody in there. There is nobody new, so keep yourselves amused, my wonderful people, while I just go and look for a little bit more glitter to add to. Like I say, I don't know if glitter will work because it's a very heavy body Jesmonite, but we're going to have some fun. Hello, Charlene. Welcome. Getting a little bit. Hello, Deborah. I am getting a little bit of the power surge. Is that what we call it nowadays? Right, we all know the drill. I'm going to be adding my powder to my milk. We're going to be baking with Sharon and Jesmonite, but hashtag disclaimer, it is not edible. It is dangerous. I'm just having a little bit of fun with you all. You're getting your paperwork done, keeping busy with packing things, and getting there. Took Sharon advice to do it. Oh, yes! Heather, I'm going to go and have a look at that. Oh, wow. So, Heather, you've actually coloured your alcohol ink and rice. So, you put your rice in, you added some alcohol inks and coloured it. Wow. All right, I'm going to start with my baking. Sounds like you've all been productive. I'm trying to get my am I allowed to say poop together? Getting back on top of getting some videos, but I have been catching up on some very outstanding projects that I've had for, did I say custom made? Clients? I don't know what the posh term is. Anyway. I'm doing a few commission pieces, that's the word I'm looking for, and finishing off all odds and ends. And I've actually started to think of Christmas for myself, and what I mean by that is there's only so many more paychecks, isn't there, until Christmas. So I feel like if I get most of my presents done by end of September, I can then really enjoy the run up to Christmas and creating videos for the art community. I don't know what everybody else is doing in that space. Heather, I'm very proud of you as well. Well done on doing it. I know Paula, I had a very brief chat with you just before I went gardening, so I hope your week's been okay. I'll try and catch up with you later and see how your week's been. I've been dotting. I've been going to a wedding and having to do stuff for daytime job, and I'm getting ready I think this week because my mum's going to come down and my sister and my niece is over the weekend, so that'll be nice. But I might try and get them to do a guest appearance on my channel, so you get to see them. We might go rogue. I won't know what it's going to be about, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. My knees are totally gone. I've had arthritis in my knees since I was 25, which is not really causing me too much inconvenience. Every so often they just really hurt or ache when you're going up the stairs. You've got the crunching, but because I lived in Australia 16 years, didn't really notice it, and put a little bit of weight on, which I am now losing again, so that's never good. But just kneeling down on concrete while you're weeding, oh, not good. Not good for my back, not good for my knees. Neil just keeps hearing me moaning, but I feel very good that I helped my Neil because it's for our garden and he normally does it all, and I suppose it's unfair. So I am guilt-free up here now creating art. Alright, so I've whisked it in, but I am just going to get my little whisk out, and I have my bucket of water nearby just to give this a nice little swash around, so it's not me peeing, I swear. It is me just trying to get my stuff clean, ready for the next project. Alright, just going to get a 30-second blast, so if you're sensitive, just cover your ears. I think that'll be good. Now, I've just seen Charlene, well done on buying your paint, your oil paint. Don't be worried. It's all a learning curve, all a learning journey. Once you get used to them and you're brave and have a go, you will realise how beautiful they are to work with. Okay, so this is for Paula. So this is a mulberry, and I'm just going to add one little drop. For people that's just joined, these are not Jesmonite pigments. They are a pigment though that I'm hoping may respond very well to this. So just giving it a quick squidge around. But I'm going to try and, I want to say ombre it. Is that even the right thing? So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit to start with. Remove it. Just give it a clean down. Mix it in and then add another drop and try and go it deeper. But it's a nice purple. And I know my Paula likes a bit of purple. Oh, look how concentrated that pigment is. Now if that doesn't give me any colour, I'll be really surprised. Alright, that has more or less disappeared in there. I'm surprised! But we are going to add a little bit more. So to start with, I'm just going to pour some in, and then I'm just going to slap it. Just try and get it almost, I suppose there's a tinge of colour in there. Alright. Sorry if that's very loud. I'm just going to take it out of this mould and squidge it a little bit. Squidgy widgy. If I can get it out and get it back in, I should be able to. Oh, it's going to splatter everywhere, isn't it? It's because I took it out to give it a good wash. I'm just going to put my stick in there and just go around the edges to try to remove any air bubbles. And then I'll give it a good slap. Now I'm going to try, I've wiped off all my Jesmonite, but I'm going to try and add a little bit more pigment, but you do have to be very careful with the amount of pigments, because anybody that saw my owl would have seen that it got a little bit sticky. Right, oh, come on pigments. Okay, there's a tiny little shade now. It's going to very light lilac, like a Parma violet. Hence what we say about Jesmonite is not very forgiving with pigments that are not designed for it. So I refuse to give up on it, because I really want this nice little ombre. What I might have to do is just get some powder. Don't know if you can see, but it's just going like a Parma violet colour. Virtually nothing. I might have to go and grab some pigments, powders. So at least lesson learned, Sharon. It is not. It's not forgiving with this, so just bear with me. I'm just going to dash and get some more pigments that I think might take hold. So this is a beautiful pigment, just not working out very well for Jesmonite. I'm going to go to the luster pigments. This one is, ooh, I'll check the colour when it's upside down. What is it? Purple Sapphire. So we know when we had this last time it did work, however, it went very pastel-y. But it's a good lesson. Oh my word, it is disappearing again. I'm going to end up having to put bucket loads in. Bucket loads! I suppose it's a good lesson on how opaque Jesmonite is. Now I'm not watching chat, so I will check it in a bit, but I'm just trying to bake my pot. Okay, we're getting a nice little colour in there now. I just hope it's mixing in. Oh, it's going more pink though. Oh, we didn't want pink. Alright, that's okay. At least we're getting colour in there now. Now let me add a little bit of sparkle, because I'm curious to know if I add glitter in there, will you see any glitter in your pot, or will it just sink? Alright, so I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm going to try and add some more now to go deeper. It's quite speckled though, where I reckon that the powder's not, the pigments are not totally coming out in it. Sorry, I'm just leaning over the screen there. How is everybody anyway? Got people chatting. So Karen, you've not heard of Jesmonite before. It's a very nice product to work with. Instant gratification. But as you're seeing me having a live challenge, it's very opaque. So certain pigments can come across into it and certain ones won't. I'll try a little bit more of this now, even though I know it didn't work before. So you've just got to, ideally you should buy the Jesmonite pigments, because one drop of that goes a long way, whereas here you can see I'm applying lots of colour, and some of it will work, it's just not going to be bold. So I'm going to add a little bit of the blue Jesmonite pigment and see what that blue's going to do. I think that's the next thing I need to do, is pre-make my colours up with the pigments before I do it. If you add too much though, it is not forgiving at all. Which I think that's not even going to make purple. Okay? Let's have a little look though. Sorry, my camera is going to be covered up with my hand there. See how when I talk about the volume of Jesmonite versus water, when I poured 400 ml of water in here, it totally reached the top. Now 400 ml of this is leaving me about ½ centimetre gap. I mean, it's still covering the pot and it still will work. But what I need to do now is just try and tap away the bubbles. So once you've mixed your Jesmonite together, you've got roughly a 20-minute working window before it starts to set. I'm just going to blow on this. If you do get any lumps, you can pull it out. There's a bit there that's not mixed in, but I'm just going to try and drag my stick through it, see if I can get some. I love it when you get some of the pigments that stay at the top. It creates like effects in there, which I enjoy. Alright. Blowing on the top just removes the surface bubbles. You know when it's too far cured to tap, because you'll start to see like a skin at the top, and we don't want a wrinkly skin. So I'm so sorry, Paula, I was going to go for a purple for you. I didn't pull it off, but I'm just going to, while this is setting, I'm just going to clear the bowl at the side of me, and I'll come back and I'll re-chat. The reason I'm doing that is just because I prefer to work, I've got a bit OCD really, where it's going to clean off easy. You can flake it off in the morning. It's not always going to work for you. Alright, I've got to rethink my next colour scheme because this didn't work. So I'm going to go back to the Jesmonite ones so you get to see the difference of how it takes when you've got the right pigment. So just bear with me while I add a little bit of glitter here. Curious to see. I know it's only going to be underneath. I'm just playing here because I want to see, does it float or is it going to sink? I would imagine it's going to stay there now, but there's always time for a little bit of sparkle, isn't there? Even if it's underneath. It's all part of the experiment. Alright, let me see what's going on in chat. Welcome, Todd. WM Todd. A little more investigating, you know all about Jesmonite. Yes, it can. If you're working with, I'm just washing my dishes at the side of you, Heather. With the fluid, if you're adding pigment powder, it's a little bit more forgiving than it is with the powder. The reason being, I'm not a scientist, I don't really know, but it's very sensitive, like resin is. When you apply your pigment to resin, you can get 10%. This only takes about up to 3%. I think it's 3 to 5%, so it's less forgiving. If you go over it, it'll just stop it. If you put too much pigment in, the fluid pigment, when it's set, if you touch it, it could still come off on your hand, or it could be a little bit tacky like my owl was. So if you've not seen my owl video, if you watch that, you'll see it at the end. I mean, it does still cure, but it is less forgiving. I think if you add powder, I think you can get away with slightly more. I think that's what it is. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just source out some different colours and get back here and start to have a conversation with you all again. I'm just going to clear up as I go. I'll tell you what colours we've got to choose from. So the colours we've got to choose from that are the actual official pigments is a black, a blue, a red, a yellow. Then we do have, I think the blue's the same there, we've got a green, a red oxide, a red, we've already said the black, and these are going to go away because these are going to be no good. So I'm going to let you choose how many drops we put in the next one. So the next one, when this is done, is going to be from the Dotting Company. It's a very nice mould, but it's an incense burner one. Now this one should take about 100 mils of resin, Jesmonite fluid, but we'll see if it goes too short. I've got some more pre-mixed ready that I'll be able to slap in there, so we're going to use that one. So I'll be using incense burner around my room when I'm painting. So that's what we're going to do, but we're just waiting for this to start to cure. It's dramatically heating up now, so that will be ready to pour out very soon. But I am curious to know if I add that lilac, what that's going to do. Anyway, let me catch up on chat while this one is cooking and ready to get out there. Hello Petra, welcome. Sylvia. They don't post to Scotland, or they do, but they're expensive. Yeah, it's typical, isn't it? You always see somebody else's creation and you think, I want that one, but it might not be available where you are. Now, for people who's watching my video, you'll tell me that I'm on the hunt for my baking tray. I'd filed it somewhere and I couldn't find it. I found it today. I just was sat editing my video and I'm like, I know where that is, let me get it. Yeah, this does set fast. It takes within 20 minutes. Look, I can touch that now, but we're going to leave it just a little bit more. So it'll rapidly cure, so it'll heat up in about 20 minutes. You then can demold it, because what you want to do is get it out of the mould as soon as possible so it doesn't sweat. And when it sweats, it can cause like little watermarks around it, so that's why you have a baking tray. But it's at its most fragile as you're demoulding it. So if you do get a sensitive mould, you have to be very careful, because it's warm. It's very warm to touch, but it's not scorchio. It's just warm to touch. That effect of the glitter on there is quite nice. But as you can see, it's fully set. But I'm just waiting another few minutes, and then I'll demold it then we'll let it set and we'll sort of see. I don't think the colour is going to be exactly as I wanted it. Now, the other thing with this is a big nail file. When you demold it, it's the perfect time. It just crumbles away. Once it's cured in the next 24 hours, you can't remove it. It's a lot harder. So you do your cosmetic work in this stage. Let me have a little look. Yeah, some of the cheaper ones are not necessarily the best either, anyway. Yeah, I got some on eBay. Todd, they don't have this readily available, but they do have an equivalent product, I believe. I believe Elichem have just brought out, is it High Flow? I can't remember its name, but they ship to US as well. But this is the chemical here, AC300. All you need to do is have a little look to see what they supply. So it won't be called Jesmonite, I think that's the brand name, but the actual product itself, or very similar, will be available over there. So it's like a polymer. Sorry, I went and put that away. I hope you're thinking about the colours that you would like to see in the incense one. I'm thinking of blue. I know I go blue a lot, but it'll go very nice in my art room. So I'm just getting ready to demold it here. I think you can do both, Heather. I can dust a little bit onto one of the moulds coming up so you can see. I'm just having fun experimenting and seeing what I can get away with. You know, as artists, we like to try and break the rules. So what I'm going to do to start with is just up tip it and see if I can get it out of its casing on the outside, which it might not want to do. Here's where we have the fun, isn't it? Where I never get my moulds out right. So I'm going to let gravity help me. So it's got a hard outer case to help it with setting. But it's not letting me take it out. Bear with me. I don't know why I screeched like a cat there. Hydroflow, that's the one. Alright. Here we go. I'm getting it released. I've got the suction out. Come on. Always on live TV. The dramas of demolding. Alright. So this is where it's tough because I could put pressure on it, but it is so fragile at this stage. Oh, Cheryl, thank you so much for hanging out. Look at me. Slowly, slowly. Oh, come on, Sharon, you can do this. It is just removing a hard case from the outside. Oh, I can see it's going to fly across the room. Oh gosh, there we go. Oh. All right, so that's the hard case that I was referring to. That's just so that it holds its shape. Now I'm going to try and demold it slowly, Sharon. Don't. I know. I'm terrible. Terrible. I reckon Paula's screaming at the TV. I definitely wish I'd got purple rather than pink. I'm sure there'll be a pink lover out there. I'm trying to let gravity do its thing, but I'm also pushing on the top. Oh, there's something nice about it when you know that you're it's going to work. Oh, okay, so the mould release, most of it's come out. Just a little bit of excessive pigment there that I will clean, I promise, Paula. This one did come from Etsy, I believe. And the mould itself, beautiful mould, is designed to be a little plant pot, but you could use it for whatever you wish. Let me get that the right way in. Alright, so close look. So here we go. We've got like a little cow splat in there. I quite like it. I don't know if you can see it. It's a beautiful, fairly thick rim one. Virtually no holes in there. Now, if this was going to be used as a plant pot, you do have to seal it about 3 coats. Few little air bubbles. Nothing horrendous. It's very warm to touch still. But that's the base of it. Would have been nice if I could have got my colour graduating more. I'll have to try and work on that. But what I am going to do is get my nail file now so you get to see how it is. And then it is important that you leave them to dry in here because of how hot they are. Now you can use any sandpaper or nail file. This came in a resin kit and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here, but you basically just brush it like this and I don't know if you can see it. You're getting rid of any sharp edges and it just crumbles, as Paloma Faith says. When you're not there, her art crumbles. I think that's what it is. I've been listening to a lot of Paloma Faith, so she's in my head. I think in lyrics. Now you could put some cushion underneath this if your edges are going to be too rigid. So this is where you should be using your mask. You don't need to use a ventilator but a mask. I'm just checking that it all feels flat for me. And there's nothing else there. The glitter's stuck. A little bit's coming off. You can always embellish if you want, but I think that's kind of cute. I definitely recommend that plant pot. Alright, we're going to get on to our next one now. Put that one just out of view while it dries so I don't get any other bits on there. But what do you think to that one? Yeah, it's still a pretty pink. It is. It's very subtle. Oh, thank you, Cheryl, for the thumbs up. Wasn't sure if the mould goes into hard case would work. If you P.S. where am I? I am down in Southampton. Oh no, you weren't asking me, you were asking Paula. That's what happens when you're not really watching it. Alright, this mould's out of the way. We're going to do this one here. Just checking I've got no fluff on there because I gave them a wipe out. All right, now, would you like to see me dust? Now this is going to be an incense burner. I'm tempted to dust it, but I don't know if dusting it with this is going to do anything or not. So I'm thinking maybe dusting it a little bit with this and then add blue pigment to that. What do you think? What would you like to see it? What did Karen ask there? Yeah, it didn't work too bad, did it? All right, I'm going to get my little duster. I'm going to try just half of this across, and I don't know if it's even going to work or not, but what I'm going to try is just doing a few random marks and see if that's going to stay in the Jesmonite or not. There's no rhyme or reason, there's no pattern. Don't get upset, people. We're just going rogue. And I want to see if it has any value or not. I think that's the thing I love about Jesmonite at the minute, because I don't know a lot about it, and I am experimenting and having fun trying. Now this turns into almost like a liquid silver when you add it to resin. So I don't know when I add Jesmonite if it's going to go and disappear and just mix in with a pigment. Just a few around the edge, not a lot. She says, I'm nearly covering it all in silver now, aren't I? Yeah, we're just going to do a few stripes, filled it all in. Alright, so that was just with the resin tint, and that's the silver, but we'll see what value, if any, that adds. And I have my measurements all ready again. So for this one, I think it was 200 mils. So for the 200 mils, it's 250 grams of powder versus 100 grams of fluid. And I am going to add, because I've added the silver, I think I'm going to add the blue pigment. I'm just going to put that out of the way so I don't get any loose powder in there. And I'm going to put my mask on again and gloves on. The Jesmonite powder can be itchy on the skin, so you do need to protect yourself that way. Oh, I've got Paloma Faith stuck in my head now. Only love can hurt like this. Must have been a deadly kiss, eh? Alright, I hope you can hear me okay. If I disappear or go quiet, I've just gone off to get something. Because even though I thought I was organised, I'm not. I still have to keep going off and getting stuff. At the minute, I'm just getting my whisk out that was soaking in water. This is where I need that assistant in the building with me. I know that Paula, you're doing a great job answering messages there, and other members, Alison. But if I had somebody here wiping stuff down for me, I'd be way more productive. Alison, get on that ferry. Sorry, I am just basically giving these all a dry off. I don't want to add any fluid to my Jesmonite, any liquid. How's everybody's week been? I'd love to hear from you. Are you all working on your own projects? What art projects are you all currently working on? I'd love to be able to hear. You might inspire me. I've got a collaboration coming up with Cosmic Carol, which is exciting. That should be seen on the 3rd of September, so we'll keep creating a little bit of a hype there, getting you to hopefully come back and see what we've created. Alrighty. So fluid always gets the powder added, and we want that smooth mixture. Feels like there's virtually nothing in here after doing the plant pot there. And with this one I'm going to just put the blue in, but I'm going to try and get hopefully a nice pattern at the bottom, which is hard. The hard is bottom, or the bottom is hard, only because you can only control as it's being poured, but you can't really see what's underneath. So we'll get that effect hopefully by adding one dot of the blue, just to make it all blue, and then adding another dot to make it darker, and hopefully get in some nice, is it marble effect? I don't know. Alright, so we have 5 minutes, or should I say, I'm going to set my Siri, I'm doing lingo bingo, hey Siri, set timer for 20 minutes, because I forgot to do it last time. So, highly concentrated,
counting down.
one pigment, one pigment, I meant to have said one drop. And let me show you how. So that was just one drop, so that shows how concentrated this is compared to when you're using some of the powder pigments or other stuff that you can put in from your resin projects. So I've got the one true colour of blue, but I'm going to add now maybe 1-2 more dots and try to create a funky pattern. So one, another drop going to come off, 2 little ones. I'm not going to do any more than that, but I am going to hopefully create a pattern. I just hope it's not going to be too subtle. It looks quite subtle. Do a little bit in there. So I'm just going to do like this, just so that maybe I create some texture. And now I'm going to try and go in the hole, but wow, look how little. Just goes to show when you measure your fluid, it's not going to be the same for Jesmonite. But what I am going to do now is scoop out the rest that's in the bowl, because at least I'll have got a base covering, and then we're going to quickly mix some more up just to go on the top. And then I'm going to slap it, just scooping the rest out, just like you do when you're baking at home, just to make sure you're getting all the excess out there. I reckon I'm 50 mils too little. That's alright. Let me just slap it around a little bit. I'm going to get my little stick, and I'm going to add a tiny little bit of pigment to my stick. Just so I can see what that's going to do when I add it directly to it. So try not to scrape the bottom, so I'm leaving any kind of mark. Just trying to help any air bubbles release. And then I'm going to slap it underneath, but I'm just going to make sure here in the middle Now the only problem with slapping it, I don't want to get any dye on there, is you can move your pattern. I'm just going to put it on this tray and slap it underneath the tray. And then I'll mix up some more. Don't ever underestimate this. I wonder if you get like a little vibrating thing, if you put it underneath, that'll help release the buttons. Release the cracker. Now there's no point bothering about this pattern here because I'm going to put something underneath it, but I am going to blow on the top just to get rid of the holes. Alright, just took my glove off while I was taking that off. Alright, so we need to just mix up some more Jesmonite just to get that flush at the top. But by the time we've mixed it up, it's going to be almost cured. It has to be more or less cured for you to add it if you wanted to do special effects or anything like that. But I'm just going to put a deeper blue on top and hope that that's all just going to cure beautifully. I will catch up on all of the chat that's going on. I'm sorry that I've not been able to see that, but what I am going to do is get back on with mixing up the next batch of Jesmonite. And then I think I'm going to use black in the next one and a little dusting of gold. So I'm going to attempt to use this mould, but what I'll do is the excess stuff that I've got from here, because I think I mixed up enough on that in case I need some more there, but I'm going to attempt to use this mould, and I might dust where those cracks are. Dust your cracks. Oh dear me. Alright, I'm just going to get my equipment. Alright, I am just going to get my tools of the trade ready, and we're going to mix this again, and then hopefully, if we don't have enough Jesmonite powder pre-mixed out, I'm happy to carry on doing all the 4 moulds that I committed to, as long as you've got the time to hang around. So I'm just washing my dishes, amuse yourselves. I am like a person in the kitchen, just getting on with the cleaning, ready for the dishes. Oh, there we go. I'm getting a bit wet. If only you could see me. I'm tripping over stuff, stepping over stuff. I went for a different angle because people last time couldn't see close enough when I was doing Jesmonite, so I hope this angle's better for you, and I hope when you get to see it close up you get the good view, but just let me know. Last time when I did Jesmonite you might have preferred seeing me stumbling over stuff, as well as the seeing the Jesmonite, so just let me know because that'll help me for next time when I'm doing this, if you prefer to see me in camera view as well, or if you prefer to see closer up with the project that we're doing. But I'm going to get straight back on with this. No difference to what we've just done there. I've just realised I forgot to wash my spatula, not my spatula, the whisk bits. Out of the way because I don't want any. But I'm very happy with that first mould. I'll definitely come back and use that and do some more work. I'll be curious to know how that one responds with resin as well. And what other stuff you can use it for, other than a plant pot. Maybe an organiser. I love it when you glance up, and because I'm worried that I'm not engaging with you all, but to see you all there chatting away with each other and keeping each other entertained while you're supporting me by being in here, so much appreciated. Alright, so just get my little whisk out for a bit. Alright, watch your ears if you are sensitive. Angelica, do you try using pigments from Jesmonite in resin? I haven't done it the other way. I can't see why it wouldn't work. I'd have to try it. Oh, my button won't release. Come on, release the button. But it's a good answer. I mean, we talk about the resin pigments being used in Jesmonite, but we've not tried it the other way. I can't see why that wouldn't work, because it's resin's a little bit more forgiving with your ratio than Jesmonite. Alright, because I'm going to be using this maybe for another mould, I'm going to go in with the black. Is the black going to be too harsh for this bottom? Is a black bum too harsh? I don't think it will be, because you're not going to see it, are you? I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. Keeping you amused, that's good. Alright, yeah, I'm going in with black, but I'm just going to add one drop and see how dark that goes. The only thing is, look at all that. That's from where your pigments go crusty around your edge. Nobody likes crusty edges, but when you popped it, all the crust fell all over there. So I learned my lesson once working with Jesmonite pigments, which is never ever reopen your hole over your Jesmonite, because all your crust will fall in. Alright, so going in with just one dot of black, and we're going to see how dark that is. Well, it's gone grey. It's neither hither nor thither. Let me add one more drop in that, because I don't want grey. What do I? Do I want grey? No. Oh, do I want grey? Do I want grey or black? I am glad you're learning something new when you feel entertained. Oh, I shoved my thing in the blue, not the black. Oh, Sharon, you are terrible. All right. So that was 2 drops, but I've also dropped my stick in. I feel that should be enough. Let's have a little look-ski. Oh, yeah. That just took off then, didn't it? Alright, let me entertain you. So I'm just going to pour, I'm just going to keep that where it is, but I'm just going to pour it around here. So that needed an extra 100 mils to what I originally thought it needed. I'm going to leave the pattern as it's come out. I think it's kind of cool. I've got a video coming out on Tuesday, a little bit more of Jesmonite Love, but you get to see some patterns. It's very, I think, like from a pattern point of view, you can make it quite interesting. Ooh. I'm going to have to reset my timer now. Hey Siri, set timer for 20 minutes.
There's already a 20-minute timer, but I can set another.
Why,
What
thank
should
you.
I name this one?
Jesmonite 2. Alright.
20-minute Jesmonite timer, counting down.
So I can't really use whatever's left for anything else other than shards. So I'm just going to pour it onto. Have I got anything ready? Bear with me. I'm just going to go get a shiny piece of paper. So I'm going to get it ready for doing my bits. So I might have to save that other coaster. So just got some shiny iridescent paper. It's like I'm going to be making chocolate. I'll pop it on the paper, spread it out, let it set, and then I can break it up into bits for future projects. Just going to spread it so it's thin. It's easy to work with, and the time's the same, and I'll show you how beautifully that breaks into its little bits. But as always, I'm just going to, it's a bit hard to tap now because it's hard underneath. I'm just going to blow on this one. It's already set underneath, look, so it's just got a crazy pattern on top. I love it. I can't really tip it to show you yet, but there you go. I went with black only because I thought I might have some black left which I can use on a different project, which I can't. Oh, one of those lights is flickering. It's giving me a headache. Let me change that flicker. Wrong one. Bear with me. My devices are being a pain. Oh, you don't want to see my nose in there. Let me get to it. Where's it gone? Oh, there we go. Right, it's got a little bit darker in here, but I prefer it to be a bit darker and me not have a headache. It started flashing. Alright, what we're going to do then is I'm just going to clean this bowl and get ready for the last mould we'll do, which is a little cutie. I think it's a little cutie anyway, in my opinion. So bear with me, chat amongst yourself. I will be back, as the movie Arnold in Terminator would say. I know I feel like a terrible hostess when I keep disappearing, but it makes my life so much easier when it's pack-up time, when this is all done in advance as we're going. Otherwise it takes hours for me cleaning up, so please forgive me. I'm disappearing a little bit. Oh, I've got things anyway. I always do for the members, I always show them the aftermath of the studio in a video to them, so they get to see, as I finished doing any live, the real mess that I'm in here. So I think you'll have fun seeing this one. I've got crap everywhere, literally, but I'm very thankful I've got no water here, so if you can hear some water and me splashing around, I promise you I'm not peeing at the side of the camera. It literally is just a bucket of water, and I'm cleaning as I go. Hashtag disclaimer, the need to fill space so that, should I say airtime? So you know I'm still here, I've not deserted you. You're not just staring at a piece of my workstation that's not moving on. Alright, where's my first one? Alright. So this bowl has been recycled now. And it's dry, so we can reuse them again. And I think I'm gonna do this one. So this is a tiny little trinket, little vase. Got a little hair in there. And we are going to use this one. So hopefully I've got enough Jesmonite in this to fill both of them, because my ratios have been a little bit off. But by the time I've done that, that one should be ready to go. So, I'm being polite tonight. I'm trying to watch my P's and Q's. Alright, that's my fluid in there, my milk. And repeat the process, but by the time I've repeated this process, I think that the incense burner one is going to be good to demold. Oh, here we go. Hey Siri, stop. Alright, I'm fingers and thumbs. I'm like, where's my whisk? Where's my whisk? Let me have a look where my whisk is. Where did I have my whisk? Here it is. I start off with so good intentions of being organised and tidy the whole way through. And as it goes on, I get more of a mess. And it still amuses me, all this powder measuring that you have to do with Jesmonite. I do not do drugs, I do not endorse doing drugs or anything like that, but I just think of Breaking Bad, because as tidy as I try and be, it gets everywhere and it's just white powder. But I think the fun of Jesmonite is that instant gratification. Even if it's just seeing your moulds that you can get, and then how you can use it with resin as well. But I tend to really prefer, what was that sentence about? I feel for me, Jesmonite looks really well when it comes to plant pots, coasters, and maybe some like sculpture things. I am going to try and incorporate it in art, absolutely, and I'm only on my early journey with it, but it's fun. Mix it up. And I'm learning to embrace the holes. I'm learning to embrace holes. I want to be on salty one too. I've got to catch up on chat. I'm so out of the loop with what's going on. I will read it. I promise. Everybody's allowed to speak their truth as long as we're all respectful to each other. All right. Have you got, Jack, have you got a kit of this and you've not used it yet? All right, so we've gone blue. What would you like to see my little pot be? What would you like to see my little pot be? Amen to that, absolutely. All right, no procrastination. All right, colour. Do I want a red? Red's gonna go pink. I'm gonna go green. I don't know if have I done green? Oh, you want red? Red, how about green? So we've got 2 greens, 1 red. Jack, just get on with it, you'll love it. All right, we're gonna go green. seems to be more of a consensus with the green. So this is a Jesmonite one again. There you go. 1, 2, but I might come and add a little bit of the pattern in there. I might not. I'm going to keep you on your toes until I do. Does look nice when you see that. Sorry, I have some kitchen towel next to me where I wipe off the excess in case I'm going to dip, because nobody wants you to double dip. Now you can let it all dry on your sticks and peel it off. There's no issues with that. Oh, look at that green. So that was just 2 drops. Look how saturated in colour it is. But I am going to add 1 more drop and go for some kind of pattern in there. See if it'll hold the pattern. Not 100% sure, but we'll go with it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Is it Paula that doesn't like green? I think there's one member that doesn't like green. I think it is Paula. Maybe I'll convert her one day. So I've just got some tiny little lines coming through it. I don't know if once it's in there, if you'll see that, if it'll maintain that or not. What I am going to quickly do though is I'm going to dust. I'm going to dust. So I'm going to dust with a little bit of the even though I don't know if it's going to work, the rose gold. I'm just going to dust a little bit in the lid. I'm going to go random again. Just going to put some tiny little swipes in there. And it's not going onto the lines. I'm not trying to make it 100% follow that. But I'm following the movement of how it goes just to see what, if anything, that's going to do. I'm going to do my knob. My knob's going to be gold. But I am going to come down from the lid. And you might be thinking, oh Sharon, what are you doing? But I reckon this colour might go nice together. Yeah. I'm going rogue, people. Alright, so that is there. I might do the base here. Not that that's really, you're not going to see that when it's in, but when you open it up you might be able to. And I'm going to see, is it all going to just disappear? We don't know. But we're going to have some fun trying. Alright, come on, Shaz. Alright, so far it's filling up this mould. I'm just going to come and put some in the lid, and then at least if I do run out, I've got some of the colour on both the top and the bottom, and I can just top up. I'm working on the top. I can just top up with colour and see how that goes. Yeah, I think I'm going to be shy on this one as well. So we are going to have to mix up a little bit more Jesmonite. I hope you don't mind. But I am going to leave the rim of both of them, so there should be roughly then the same set. I'll have to squeeze my knob at the bottom of that lid just to make sure that there's no, gotta rinse and repeat. Alright, let me squeeze the bits to get rid of air bubbles. There you go. It's like a little, it's like I'm milking the cow now. Little squidgy. Might have to get a little little stick just in the top parts to make sure there's no obvious air bubbles. It's not quite at the rim, but it'll be the same on here. I'm just going to squidgy. The only thing with squidgying it like this is you are getting rid of the pattern, as we've said before. It's the tiniest little bit of Jesmonite needed. But if something's worth doing, it's worth doing well. Heather, I was hoping to fly out on the 12th of September, but we have not been given the green light to be able to do that yet. Alright, bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I have got to create some more, my final batch of Jesmonite. Are you alright to all hang out with me still while I do it? But we'll also demold this one here. Alright, so this one is now good to demold. So gently does it, Sharon. I can hear Paula in my head. I can hear her. Yeah, it definitely is. Oh. Oh. Oh, I say. Now, some of those swipes worked. So this is all, most of it came off, but a little bit has been left on there. But the swiping did work. So how cute is this little incense burner? But it did keep some of those brush strokes. Definitely have a few holes there. And underneath it's grey, which doesn't really matter. I only did grey because I thought it was going to show a little bit of the edge. What I'm going to do is just get my, if I know where I've put it. Has anybody seen my nail file, please? I filed it away. Alright, where are we at here? Yeah, it is really nice, this one. So the reason we are filing now, if you've just tuned in, is Jesmonite's at its most fragile now. So you can file it away beautifully and get rid of any coarse edges or anything you're unhappy with. Make it smooth. And then you put it on your baking tray to sweat out and feel good in the morning. But have a little look at the design at the bottom, how it holds any pattern you put in there. So if you could get quite creative with that, with your art. It looks quite 3D. Not that it's all about the bass. It's all about the bass, no treble. But I absolutely love that. A nice incense burner. So it's definitely got a nice pastel pink. So we've got a pastel pink, pastel blue, and I really do enjoy those brush strokes in there. Now with this is where we had our excess, where it's fragile enough for you to just break it up now. And I'm just going to add that to my black container. Here's one I prepared earlier. It's got greys in there, but the tones are the same. So I'm just going to pour it directly into there as I crack it. But it's very therapeutic to do it. I mean, it pulls away beautifully. Look at that nice swirl there. But because it is so fragile, you can break it into your shards. I think they call it terrazzo. Terrazzo. I can never say it, so I say shards. You could add this to resin. You could add it to Jesmonite, so you get some nice little different colours and tones coming through. Just doing this now so it's easy for me. Well, I'm glad you're seeing it in action and enjoying it. Alright, we've got our final piece to finish. I just hope that my lid's going to fit. Every time I do a live Jesmonite one, we have issues, don't we, people, where my lid won't fit in my hole. Oh. And so we had to sand it until it fit in. Alright. So now we have our black shards kept ready for it. And oh, hey Siri, stop. So it demolded at roughly the right time. This one's setting up nicely already, look. Let me add my little bit. What should I put at the bottom of that? That's going to look absolutely lush on there. Oh, Sharon, don't bend your lid. Do not bend your lid. You want your hole to be perfectly round. Alright, so we are going to mix up some Jesmonite. This time I've got to measure it. I've run out of my pre-measured stuff, so you'll have to bear with me. I think if we're going to do this coaster as well, which I think we are, we needed 100 ml for that. So if I reckon I'm going to go for 200 ml, because if I say I need 100, I'm going to need 150. Now I'm going to do 150, so it's 187.5 powder, 75 of the fluid. Yeah, if I do 200, do you know what, sod it. I'm going to do 200, then if I've got any left over, I am going to make some more shards. So what colour would you like to see this in? I'm thinking that I want it black and gold, but you let me know what you want. And I'm going to move it out of the way because I can see there's already dust all over it. Powder's everywhere, people. Powder is everywhere. So because I'm going to be cracking open the powder, I need to put my gloves back on. I don't want any skin irritation. No, I can't get my gloves back on. I need fresh ones. It's been nice experimenting with you all. After I've done this, I'm going to go back to dotting. Well, I'll film the studio so the members get to see the state of what I've been working with today. Alright, Sharon, how do you normally measure your powder? Well, I need a blank empty one and we're going to reuse them. So I have the same pots that I use over and over. They get put with a bag around them to seal them, to stop any dust escaping or getting in there. But we said 200, so 200, did I say 200? 150. No, we said 200, didn't we? So 250 grams of powder. Now I have a massive tub downstairs, but what I do is I fill up my little tubs and bring them up in their airtight containers, and that works better for me when I'm working on projects. Yeah, so just a little hot tip, it is far more cost effective to buy the very big packets of Jesmonite if you can find any, and then obviously it's more cost effective. But this is the white powder stuff that I'm talking about, where I feel like I'm in a movie scene of Breaking Bad. Alright, come on Sharon, you can do it. We're on the final bit, but I'm excited because we get to use all the moulds that I wanted to show you today. So I reckon it's roughly half of this, so it was nearly a full container for 500, so it's going to be about half. Now with Jesmonite, don't forget, if you are going to be using it for anything where it's going to be water or wet, you do need to seal them. It's porous, and to help protect them. Oh, I dropped my powder everywhere there. I'm constantly getting baby wipes to get rid of my excess powder. It's more instant gratification, but it's just as messy as resin. Alright, bang on 250 grams of my white stuff. So I'm going to seal that bad boy up. And you're going to hear me milk my cow now. And what I mean by that is I have a big syringe to get, oh, and I'm leaking it all over. I have a big syringe to get my liquid out of the massive container. And hopefully not dribbling everywhere like I've just done there. I'm dribbling, I'm leaking, I've got mess everywhere, I've got powder everywhere. Oh, I live close to an IKEA, 5 minutes away from work. Alright, so I daren't walk over there though, or I'll spend too much money. I spend enough when it comes to Amazon. Alrighty, righty-roo. So I now need 100 of my milk. So I'm going to be sucking this up with the syringe out of the bottle. So if you hear anything really strange and splattering, I promise I'm not farting. It is just my syringe. So I have to get it out of this massive container, and I'm nearly at the bottom. Well, not nearly at the bottom, but quite a way down. So I have to sort of tip it, pull it up, and then squirt it in. And that's where I was hoping that if I'd pre-made stuff, it would be far, far, far time efficient for you. But we'll keep working it. Alright, come on, you can do it, 100. There we go. Oh, there we go, there's where the noise is. I've got a bigger syringe, it just doesn't fit in the hole. I need to find a syringe that's just... Oh, I don't want to tip my milk up. Oh, nearly dropped the big one over the floor. Let me see if I just pour this. It's light enough for me to pour nowadays. Oh, just a little bit over. Let me suck it up. Alright, that's 100. Hence why I pre-pour it before we went live today, just because of how fiddly it is. It's also fun. Alright, so we have our 250 and our 100. So we're good with the volume. Let me get my tub that I washed out from a previous one. Thank the Lord I did that. Oh dear me. I've got stuff everywhere, but it's okay. Alright, the milk's going to go in first. I have no spatulas left, but that's okay. I hope you're all okay. Are you all laughing at me? What have I said nowadays? Oh my word, what did I say? Hello everybody. Oh, Wanda. How are you, my lovely? Welcome aboard. It's a hoot here. We're having a hoot. I've run out of my stuff and I've just had to mix some more up. So you'll get to see the final hurrah, I think, unless I've measured wrong and we have to then top it up again. Alright, the milk is in. My good powder is now going in. Wanda, we're baking with Jesmonite today. We're going black and gold for the last mould, but I am just contemplating what it is that I want to do with this tiny last little bit here. I think black will be okay at the bottom of it. I think it well, but I want a really nice solid black. Hello, Wanda, my sweet babies. Oh, you love to see my mess. Do you know what? You will see it. You will see it. The one that I've posted for you members to see tomorrow is a fairly tidy studio. So you will get to see this mess, but this will be for next Monday's session. And yeah, I am standing over things, striding over things, splattering things, you name it. That's what's going on around it. But I'm surprised. I'm actually keeping quite calm and not getting stressed. I'm like, you know what? I've come online. I mean, I'm used to when I'm on live things not going to plan, and I think that gives everybody a lot of hope and faith to carry on themselves, because it's never ever always perfect when we're creating. Well, Amanda, as I call you now, that's my sweet name for you. Yeah, I have days where everything seems to go well and I amaze myself, and then I have many a day where I'm thinking, I am never touching resin again as long as I live. I can't stand that sticky substrate anymore, and then I'm up the next day and thinking, oh, let me create something soothing and amazing. I think we just have reality checks, don't we? All right. All right, I am going. Alrighty, lingo bingo. I'm at it again. Alrighty. Filler words. Filler words. Oh, did you get sick from it, Todd? That's not good to hear. All right. Oh, lingo bingo. Do you know what? We need to get somebody to officially start counting again, because I'm getting really, really bad at it. But I think it's because I've only been doing one live a week. So I'm using too many filler words and it's bugging me. It really is bugging me. Alright. Oh, no, I heard it. I did it. I said it. I got some Jesmonite stuck in my mould, and it's not the mould I've been using. Alright, so this is the... Oh, I said it again. Alrighty, lingo bingo. Okay, this is the mould we're going to be using. It's clean. It's just underneath's got some crap on it. It's a brand new one. Not used it before. But what I am going to do is get my little brush. Now, I am not brushing this perfectly on the line. I want it to be very rough off the line, but I am going to see if I just highlight where the line's going to be. Now, people are perfectionists. They're like, you only want your gold on your crack. I'm like, no, I don't want it on where the crack will be. I want it either side of it. It's my mould, and I want to do it my way. And creative people paint outside the lines, in my opinion. I'm so glad that you are going with Amanda. That is hilarious. I am the queen of typos, I tell you. My brain doesn't seem to work the best of time of lately. I call it nearly being 50 in a couple of weeks, that the old power surges, as I like to call them. See, I've painted my cracks gold and they're outside the line, and I think that that's going to be okay. But we are going to go with the black, so let's check I've got the black. Then we're going to finish this mould off and this mould off, but then we should be able to demold them. And then we're going to stick it in there. But I reckon this black's going to need quite a few blobs. Alright, so I'm going with, is that 6 drops? Give it a little stir with my spatula. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't whisk it. Oh well. Let's see if that's going to be alright. Now, do I want it to be solid black? I think, why has it gone grey? Alright, we're going to add some more black to that. I don't want it grey. Alright, here we go. There we go. Alright, oh, lingo bingo! If you are a fellow artist, creative person, and would like people to visit your YouTube channel to see if it's for them, pop, I would say a little love art after your name so that other people know to go and check you out. If you are somebody that doesn't have a YouTube channel but you do create art and maybe you've got a website, pop that into the chat as well. So maybe people after here or who's watching it later may come over and share some love. I think there's plenty of people out there that can support everybody else's channel. So I know I said it, CCC. I said it. I'm terrible, Muriel. Terrible. Okay then. Here she goes. Here she goes. Just gonna swirl it around. Hopefully it'll create some kind of nice little pattern. It's like a mystery reveal at the end. Okay, I'll let that do its little bit. I'm going to come in here. This black may totally detract from this, but it's the lid and it's the bum, so it's okay. In my opinion. Oh, don't you dare spill over the edge. Now, I always struggle with the lids because I fill my hole too much. And then my lid won't fit in the hole of the base. Alright, they're full. I'm going to come back around here now and fill this up. The only thing is, I wish I put it on top of a piece of cardboard so that I could pick it up and slap it to get rid of the air bubbles. It looks like a wiggly worm. Alright. Oh, I said it again. Alrighty. And then this mould came with this tiny little mould. I think it's going to be like a keyring that says faith. I'm going to use that. I'm going to see what Jesmonite looks like when it comes to keyrings. Uh-oh. I overfilled. Alright, I have a... Oh, I said it again. Alrighty. Cool, cool, cool. I'm trying to see if I've got a tiny little mould for that last little bit. But I think I am just going to put it on some shiny paper. So bear with me while I just scrounge for some shiny paper. It's a piece that's covering my workstation next to me. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough. Let's have a little look. Let me get rid of my list. I am in such a mess, people. I think I've just given up at this stage. Just like, I'll just slap it there or just put it there. It'll be right. Hey Siri, set timer for 20 minutes. And then... Oh,
counting down.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm dribbling. Look at that. Over the edge. But don't worry, it's Jesmonite. We can scoop that off easy enough or break that off. That's the positive. So I am just slapping this around, making it thin, so that that's going to create not too chunky bits of shards for future projects. And then, after I've just given this a little clean up, I get to see what's going on in chat. And if Amanda's behaving herself. They say, will the Jesmonite chip as a keyring? I think it will, but I've covered my hole. My hole got covered. But once I pop it out, I'll be able to put one of these little skewers through there, pierce my hole, and good to go, I think. But I'll use it myself as a little prototype and see how we go. But yeah, so we're just waiting now. It's a waiting game. Alright, oh, lingo bingo. So I am just going to just tap these a little bit. I don't think I'm going to get rid of all the holes if there is any, because I can't really pick it up. I didn't put cardboard underneath it. I am my own worst enemy sometimes. Sorry, you're seeing all my grey roots now as I lean over. But I don't need to really worry about this, even though I am, because I can sand it down finely. So I've just got to face that there might be air bubbles in this. I can tap it here, but I'm not really going to get to it. But I just want to see what this mould's going to be like. I do like that infinity loop that's around there. So I am going to maybe turn it around and see what you're all doing. My lady, Amanda rocks and always behaves herself like somebody else. Like I am peachy, squeaky clean. So sorry everyone, dirty calls. Have a great week. Oh, did she say dirty calls or duty calls? That's hilarious. We all are Sharon, right? Yeah. See you, Julia. Have a lovely day at work. Thank you all so much. What I am going to do is maybe to see if I can turn it around. You'll get to see my ugly mug for a little bit before. We're just waiting for this to cure, so I may as well do some dishes. I'll get you to watch me do some dishes. I'm going to try and turn it around and not stick my legs in my work. And now I've got to unscrew this backwards and try and get you in my face without it being horrendous for you. I'm having a little bit of a hot flush. There we go. Is that a bit better? I need to turn it around a little bit because I'm going to be bending down and doing dishes. I've also got to see what you've all been up to. Alright, so I have my iPad now so I can see a little bit of what's going on. You can hear me? Alright. Oh no! Alrighty. So I've got the glow happening. You can see Zeus passed out there. I've got crap just all around me. I can't show you too much, but I can show you a little bit. Look, I've got all my crap there. I got some on the floor. Am I in the way? Ah! Yeah, I've just got my crap everywhere, look. Bowls. Everything like that. Sorry, I took you on a little ride there. Alright. I can't see any spiders though this week, so that's good. Alright. Oh, my wallpaper, yeah. She is my Lagatha, one of the pieces I painted there. It's a very well-lived craft room. Very well-lived craft room. I'm going to take my gloves off because I am sweaty Betty. Do you actually say that now? You're allowed to say that? But it's well-lived. It's well-used. And considering it's a very small space, I don't think I do too bad. I mean, I've got my dishes here that I've got to be doing, which I said I was going to do, but I'm not now. I'm going to wait until after after this is all cured. And I'm here to catch up on chat now. How's my peacock coming along? Cosmic Carol, I ain't done anything on it since last week. I've got so many projects on the go, but I've left it in here to continue working on it, and I will do a video of it. I am inspired to continue. I had to wait for my eyes to dry so I could see how that was gonna dry from a colour scheme, and it's not too far off the original ones. So after here and tidying up, I'll finish my dot art peacock, and then I'm finishing my warrior lady in oil, so that should be done in this next week. And then I'm working on the collaboration for Cosmic Carol, and then yeah, I can start some new projects and breathe, because I'm catching up with all the really old stuff and put some stuff on Etsy finally. Well, thank you so much, Sassy. Oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling sick. You eat, have fun, speak later, and thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you to each and every one of you that has been hanging out in here with me, whether it's just 5 minutes, whether you're watching it on replay. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the thing to actually dry. So you're amusing me, I'm amusing you. Paula, how are you coming along with your bottles, and have you gone to your neighbours and claimed all their excess drink bottles so that you can create your art on them? Todd, you are welcome. Nice to meet everybody else. Nice to meet everybody else. Sorry, I've just got text by Sunday. I've got to remember to get something to work. I've got to remember 3 pieces I've got to take tomorrow. So after that, sorry, I just got a prompt reminder then. So woo! Back at work tomorrow. Off Tuesday. Got a couple of days, and then I have a week off, which I'm really looking forward to. Family's coming down. Oh, the wide monitor, yeah, it's good because when I'm editing, I can still watch. I'm working through Grey's Anatomy. I do love a hospital show, so I have that going while I'm editing, or if I'm dotting. Yeah, you want the painting on the wall? Let me see if I can show you. While I avert your eyes, I'm just going to remove you from the stand, and I'll show you. Sorry, if you're gonna spin around, there you go, I've got more control. So this is the peacock I'm working on, that I've not done anything on since I did the last live. There's a few more of my paintings around the room. These are all from different times in my life. They're usually when I've done something for the first time and I pop it on, but they're all by me, through different times in my life. Most of them are oil paintings. Going around slowly for you all. But yeah, it's a very small room. But yeah, that's where I've been. I've been in my tent, which is normally to protect my resin. Here's my dishes that I've got to do. Here's my crappy bin. Yeah, it's just a mess. Look at all my dribbles. Yeah, but this one, it's been in hibernation for 5 years, and I've decided to get it back out and finish it. There's a long way to go, but these were the 2 that I did on a live demonstration last week, showing you how I did that. But yeah, I do a lot of oils. I'm going to see if I can get you back into the camera now. I'm glad you like the warrior lady. I've got, if you like that one, I think you will like, you're going to get my face now, sorry, while I try and put you back in. I think you will like the one that's going to be done next week. It's an oil paint, and it's the latest in this version that's coming out, which was a commission piece for somebody that lives in America, and they didn't want to see its progress until it's done, and they want to watch it on the video. So it's exciting and it's nerve-wracking all at the same time, but I'm really proud of it, and I definitely hang it on my wall, and it's definitely part of the theme, but you just got to hope that they're going to like it. Okay, I think we're in a place where we can demold. So this is the one where it's the lid. So very similar to how I did it before, I'm going to demold it and show you. But I'm going slowly, Paula, look. Slowly. I'm just loosening it up. But I'm not over my table, so if I drop it, it's all over Red Rover. Maybe I'll put it down and lift it up as I've got it out. Okay. So far, it's coming out okay. I've just got to hope that my knob at the end. Ooh. Okay, so I really like that. Look at that. So the dusting of it with that has worked very, very well in my opinion. So Heather, hopefully, not Heather, hopefully Paula, you can tolerate this a little bit more because of the gold. So I really like that. And I like the fact that I did the gold just going in the swirls but not in the lines. Now let's see if we can get the base out to that. And then I'm going to check if it fits in the hole or if I need to sand it. Alright, so this is one where I got dribbles. Yeah, it does look like a fairy roof. Now I've got to see if I can get this out okay. And then if my lid will fit in it, if not. But luckily it's all the dribbles, I'll show you here. Just by pulling it away, the dribbles break off. It's that fragile. Right, I'm just going to let gravity, once I've released it. Sorry, I've not got my camera down there. Love the three colours. Yeah. Alright, so I said alright again, sorry, lingo bingo. Alright, so it's coming out the mould fairly okay. That's really cute. That's really cute. My voice went up because I think it's cute. So that's the detail on it. And just that nice little bit of the dark green coming through it. Not so much of the gold in there, but I definitely can see a little bit of it. And it's gold in the middle. Now, will it fit in the hole? No. I've just got, it's almost there. I've got a tiny little bit of filing to do and then we'll do it. But how cute is that? Alright, I cannot believe it, but what I am going to do, well, I can believe it, it's me on a live, but I'm just going to put my mask on because I'm going to sand this. Alright, I am, oh, lingo bingo. I'm just going to go around the edge and try and trim a little bit of its weight off because for some reason it will not fit in the hole, and this happens to me every live. Well, you can see it's not perfectly straight. I reckon that I've touched it up. Touched it up, that sounds really bad. I think that when I picked it up, squashed it a little bit and I touched it. I can't even get it out, can I, what I'm trying to say? Basically, I put it into the wrong position. And if I force it in, it's that fragile, it'll break. All right, we're nearly there. So I'm patiently going to go around here and just make my lid a little bit thinner. I think that's the beauty of Jesmonite, really. You won't be able to do this with resin. Well, I suppose you could, but it'd take a lot of work. Alrighty, I know, I'm so sorry. I hope you're all safe wherever there's the storm happening. Alright, Just that little bit there. Oh, come on, Sharon, where is it? Where is it? You can do it. It's not that. That part's right. That part's a little bit. I'm in and out, sweet babies. You're in and out of Wi-Fi. Anyway, what I might do is continue to file this off camera because you don't want me to see me sat there standing it. But the mould itself is absolutely stunning. Love those colour contrasts. Yeah, I think that's a really cute piece. So we are now going to demold the coaster. So you can make your opinion of whether I should have kept the gold in my crack or just off the outside. Now I quite like it where it's not in my holes and it's like slightly thicker, but you might be particular like that. But look at that detail. Oh, I've got a big moth in here. It's going to attack me, isn't it? Look at the detail in that. So that, I think, is stunning. Looks like antlers. So what do you reckon? In the holes or not? Look at that. Oh, a moth's coming to attack me. I love that. Lovely effect. So I would definitely use that mould more. They're quite expensive, the moulds, but I think if you get a good mould, it's worth it. Yeah. I'd struggle to get my pen in there. But I suppose you paint your ridges beforehand. All right, let's have a last little look at the key ring. And I'm going to see. Oh, that's lovely. When you get an O, you know that I really like it. But I'm just going to see if I can actually stick my thing through there. Or not, if I need to drill it. Anyway. Don't know if you can see it, but it says Faith. And it has a tiny little pattern around the edge. So that is lovely. So I am just going to have to get my drill. I think this is too thick for it to go through. So I'm just going to have to get my little drill in there and do that while it's fairly soft still. But I think that is lovely. So very, very cute. Because you've got to have faith. But you've got to have faith. Anyway, I think it's been a successful night with you all. And I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Wanda, you are going to be okay. But we are done here. We've gone slightly over the hour, which is what I normally like to keep it to. But I am going to dot art. I'm going to finish tidying up the room and maybe doing a little bit of filming. I'm going to continue to sand down my lid to try and get it in my hold. So the moulds, where did I get them from? The dotty one was from Etsy. So the brand or the company is Devon Dotting. So I put in concrete moulds and that's where they came from. This one here, I believe is from Resinate. Is it Resinate or is it, maybe it's not Resinate. Maybe this one is Amazon. Yeah, I think that one's Amazon. The plant pot, that came from Etsy as well. So I just put concrete plant pot in there. And this one was from Etsy. And after this, I'll add the people's address in there because I've got a couple more moulds from this person that I can't wait to try. That I absolutely feel that they're going to be lovely results. But I really enjoy that. Anyway. Thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. See you on the next video. Much love, keep safe, and thank you ever so much for your support. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, and I will see you on the next live or the next video.